So we're going to continue to pump the belly in that breath of fire, keeping your glutes active. So you're going to squeeze the bum cheeks up a bit and keeping the side body really strong as you pump, 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 pump. Awesome. Let's do a few more. Beautiful job, you guys. Let's open up through the knees, extend through the arms, and reach forward so that you're going to come into a stretch. Yeah, right into that child's pose. So we're breathing in and breathing out, getting good elongation at the side body, and stretch the back of the hips and that lower back. Nice and long, you guys. Stretch your chest forward, and the head is going to start to come down. Inhale and exhale. And try a couple more. Nice breath in. Breathe into two sides of your back. Exhale, draw the navel in. And one more time. Nice breath in. And out. We're going to ripple our spine up into all fours, coming into cat and cow. So as you come into cat and cow, you keep that navel nice and strong. You drop your belly to the floor. And then you're going to round up and stretch the belly up. Let's try that a few times. So we'll inhale, open up. Contracting through the glutes, that upper back is strong, belly is strong. And exhale. All right, two more times. Nice breath in. And out. And one more time, you guys. Nice breath in. Keep those shoulders down the back. And breath out. We're going to reach into that neutral spine position. And just imagine that you have a pencil dropping from your navel right here, okay? And that pencil will drop there attached to your waist. You're going to start to draw circles right here with your waist. So you're going to start to move your waist around like you're drawing these circles. And make them as big as you like, but a complete circle in the middle of your mat. Being your navel being the center of the circle. So sometimes we go a little far forward and we don't go far enough back. Or maybe a little more right than left. And then when you're ready, we're going to pause and go the other way. So you're going to draw those circles around the other way. You're also going to feel that rotation at your wrists, and that's a really good point to get the stretch, okay? So if you feel like a little too much pressure to your wrists, you would make your circle a little smaller. Two more. And then one, and we'll come right into the center. So hold that nice and strong in the middle, and shift your pelvis to the right, ears to the right. Shift your pelvis to the left, ears to the left. This is where we're going to contract one side of your waist. You're going to squeeze one side and then contract the other side. So you build that pillar of strength in the straight position and then contract and then kind of arc out. So you have one side of your body looking like a C curving out and the other side looking like a C curving in. And try one more on each side. And we'll come right into the neutral position. Belly's in, shoulders back, glutes are active. This is when we're going to start to pick up that right leg, okay, guys? So a little bit of strength and tone. And keep your hips nice and aligned so that tailbone is super long, glutes active. And extend the leg out. You're going to contract through the glutes. So it feels like your inner thigh is pulling up to the ceiling. Feels like the other inner thigh is pulling toward the back wall. And you lift, lift, lift. Now, even though you feel like that inner thigh is pulling to the ceiling, you are pulling your leg dramatically to the wall behind you, okay? So the head is stretching forward, navel is drawn in, holding almost like that pencil point right in place. And let's go for 8, 7, 6, a little higher, stronger, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're gonna hold that leg up and out. Keep the belly strong, inner thighs active. Take your left arm out to the side. We'll lift that left arm out to the side and lifting your leg and your arm at the same time for 8, 7, 6, tone that upper back, belly's in, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and hold it up and extend that arm forward, keeping the side of your rib cage along the other side rib cage. So you're not going to slant your ribs. And we're going to lift the arm and the leg up for 8, 7, 6, keep breathing, 5, 4, make sure that leg is straight, you guys, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hand down, curl the toes of the left foot, hover your left knee up, and then bring it up into downward dog. And stretch super long. making sure that your back is even and wide, and you're breathing in and breathing out. So spread your fingers, you guys. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Now you're going to squeeze the knee right into your chest here. Squeeze the knee all the way in and step your foot up to the very top of your mat. So you get that nice reach up forward. Lift up that right arm and twist, 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 twist. So you're going to twist to the right. You're going to roll the shoulders back, open the heart. Belly is in, two sides of the body, long and strong. Drop your back knee to the ground. Go ahead and reach for your back foot. Squeeze your inner thighs really strong, you guys, as you grab your foot and really start to reach your hip right here. Sag it or reach it or push it to the ground, really like the top of the thigh, pelvic area, right? So press, 7, 6, a little more squeeze to the bum, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Release it back, come into plank position, hold a nice strong plank, core is active. Imagine that pencil dropping from your navel. You keep that navel lifted, keep the lower belly lifted. I'm going to do some little circles here just for 3, 2, and go the other way for 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees down again. Come into that tabletop position. Hold that pencil nice and strong. Lift your left leg up, making sure top of the glutes, bottom of the glutes have that contraction, and extend the leg out. So you guys are going to get that good leg extension. Feels like your inner thigh is lifting to the sky, right inner thigh pulling back, and we pulse for 8. Squeeze the tush. 7, 6, 5, making sure you're using the glute, lower back, 2, and then hold it up and out. Take that right arm out to the side, reach it out there, keep the core strong, and lift arm and leg. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, neck is long, 4, 3, 2, give an extra squeeze up there and bring that arm forward in front of you. Make sure your ribs stay aligned as you lift it all. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hand down, keep that leg up in the air, curl the toes of that right foot and stretch it all the way up into that 3-legged dog. And you guys want to square off your hips. So make sure your pelvis and the side body is super long, right? Super squared, and then work in the glute from there. Stretch the shoulders, find your breath. Tuck your knee into your nose or right into the belly here. Come in through plank and step that foot right up. And if you get stuck like this, you just push it up, push it up, push it up. You're going to keep that right hand down, lift that left arm up. Get a really good stretch, you guys. Open up through the chest, open up through the neck, face is relaxed. Drop your back knee, drop your hip, catch your foot. So again, keep the core strong, keep the glutes active, and reach your right hip toward the floor. Breathing in, breathing out. 2 more, you guys. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, you're going to reach that foot back, come into plank. Do our nice strong plank here again. Hold the belly strong, come all the way down. And a good stretch here, just the upper back. So you guys are going to keep this part of your back super long, the back of the waist. Bring your hands up, tense your fingers just like that. Lift your shoulders, lift your chest. Spread your chest, spread your chest. Lift up, that's it. Breathing in, breathing out. So you draw that navel in, legs are strong, glutes are active. Inner thighs to the sky. Right shoulder dips down. Now we're going to dip the shoulder. So roll the shoulder head down and take your left shoulder back and look back. Turn your chin a little more. Let's come back to the center, you guys, and drop your left shoulder down, side 2. Yep, bring that other shoulder back. Keep your hips squared, low back strong, and keep turning your head as much as you're able to. Come back into the center, reach the arms out to the side. Yep, all the way out there. Make sure your right shoulder is rolled into your back and it's not dropping this time. So draw that shoulder back, open up the right chest, lift up your left leg, bend your knee and squeeze your glute. So we're just going to work on the glute here for a second, making sure the back is not arching and doing your best not to arch it. Then lift the left arm, stretch out that right arm, keep the shoulder up off the floor and roll back. And on this one, we're gonna tone that upper back and the arm. So you're gonna take that top arm really high, strong, breathe, and squeeze the backs of your shoulders toward each other. So it's almost gonna feel like you're gonna lift your bottom arm up off the floor, and that top arm is gonna really press back. Let your neck relax as you do this. Make sure you guys are squeezing at the shoulders, and little pulses here for 8, 7, 6, squeeze them together, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll come right down. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So your left arm comes out to the side. Lift your left shoulder, you guys, before you can lift your right arm. That right leg comes up. Now draw in your navel and squeeze your butt. You're gonna squeeze the glute. Yeah, bring it back. So you make sure the belly's in, so your back is not excessively arching or twisting in the kind of arching up. Those side bodies are long and strong. Take your top arm up, let the head relax. And again, you're gonna squeeze your shoulders toward each other. So you're gonna lift that bottom shoulder, feeling like it's lifting off the floor toward the top. Top one's reaching back, head can relax on the floor. Or if you need a cushion or yoga block, go ahead and do that. Breathe in, breathe out. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze those shoulders a little more, maybe even like little pulses. 8, 7, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Releasing it back down, unwind, stretch your legs, squeeze those heels together, a little bit of Pilates here so the navel's in, back is long. Reach the hands together and clasp. Join the elbows together as best you can. Join the upper back or the shoulders together and draw the belly in. Lift your hands a little bit and reach them toward your feet. Right? So back of the neck is long. Try not to compress the back of the neck. Try to keep it stretched up as you breathe in and breathe out. And then we're going to extend the chin to the ground if you're able to, and then lifting the arms up, but keeping the shoulders down the back. This is going to be the tricky part. Don't let your shoulders go up to your ears or toward the chest. Keep your shoulders moving toward your back and your buttock and lift your arms up. And this is going to tone that upper back for 3 breaths. 2 and 1. Beautiful. Release, bring the hands down, squeeze the legs, roll the shoulders back, lift into that upward facing dog, pull the belly in, tailbone is down. Draw the shoulders back, breathe in, breathe out. We're going to lower down and do 3 push-ups, either on the toes or on the knees. So it's 1, 2, and back into downward dog. Stretch it back, spread those fingers, feet apart a little bit, hug in through the belly. And now bend your knees a lot. You guys need to look here for a second to see. You're going to push back so much that your shins go toward the floor, and it's going to feel like you're going to go into child's pose, like you're pushing your hips all the way back. And then round that spine and come through plank. So a little toning here. 1. Do that again. Big squat back into both hips, inner thighs, and come forward. 2. Press back in that deep squat. Tone the hips. Come forward. 3. Tone your legs. 2 more, you guys. Squeeze back and come forward. And 1 more. And come forward. This time we're going to squat back, and you're going to bend your right knee but straighten out your left. So you're going to push up your left hip and draw down your right one. Come back into a squat. Drop down your left hip and straighten out the right leg and press that right hip up. Left hip down. And then you're going to keep alternating. So you're just going to go for 4, keep alternating the pelvis. 3, knees bend and straighten. 2 and 1. Come into center, up on the tiptoes, lift the hips high, draw the chest down, pull the belly in, and stretch that lumbar back as you lower the heels to the ground, spread out your toes, and as you lower those heels, try to stretch back at that tailbone. Drop that tailbone, lift your sit bones. For 3, hamstring stretch. 2 and 1. Awesome. Let's step the right foot forward, you guys, all the way to the top. Ground your back foot and rise up, getting into this really nice stretch for the hips and the inner thighs. So You guys keep that upper back strong. Keep all this strong as we talked about at the beginning. Keep this strong. Sometimes when we push that knee out, or a lot of the times I should say, we're actually pushing the hip into a misalignment. So before you look at the knee, I want you guys to be at the pelvis here. So keep the sides of your hips and the sides of the chest aligned, and you try to open the knee without turning your hips or your ribs or your back. So keep your back long and strong. Keep the neck long and strong. Turn just your chin. So try not to let this left side of your chest turn, okay, just the chin. Breathe in, breathe out, go a little bit deeper, you guys. A little bit deeper. Gonna reach back to that left leg and come up. So the glutes active, tailbone down. We're gonna get this really big stretch, you guys, up through the chest, through the side body. You're creasing or folding or contracting the left side of your waist, and you're extending the right side a little bit more. You're breathing deeply, and then straighten out that front leg. Go a little bit more. Open a little more to your spine. Spine flex to the side. 2 and 1. Rise up and come into triangle pose. So this is where I want you guys to really focus on keeping this long and strong and coming down in through the hip mobility. Okay, so you're coming down into the joint of the hip here. Do your best not to contract or not to fold this side of your waist. So if you want to hold it, you can do that, right? Or just kind of adjust so you have length there. Top arm comes up. I'm going to circle this arm around just for 3, getting a good stretch at the shoulder. 2, and reverse the direction. Go 3. Awesome. 2, tail long, and 1. Take that top arm all the way up. Open through the chest. Reach that chin up a little bit higher now and stretch the back of your neck super long. So check out what's happening here at your neck. You don't want to like tuck or round or anything like that. Keep length to the sides, the front, and the back. Inhale, rise up and turn to that leg. So you're going to turn everything and then come forward into straight leg pyramid. And I'm going to use the blocks. Just I think they're really beneficial in this stretch. I don't grab them often because I'm a little too lazy in the morning, right? But I really want to make sure that we are getting the shoulders back, getting your inner thighs strong, stepping into your back leg, and feeling your back calf stretch and spinning that back upper thigh in. Organize your hips so that they're even and your pelvis is not slanting to the right or left. So one of the things you can do is push your hips to the right and push them to the left and then bring them square in the center. Go ahead and dive down, lengthening the chest, keeping your upper back super strong as you breathe in and breathe out. I'm going to step forward and bring the right hand either on the block or the floor. Lift up the left arm. Come into balancing half moon. Stretch out the side of your waist now. So stretch out and lengthen. Now again, option here is to grab your foot here and go into that quad stretch, hip flexor stretch. Remember you guys, you do not want to arch your back. So you keep this long as you activate the glutes and the hamstrings, also stretching the shoulders, the belly, all that good stuff. And we're going to just be here for about 3 more breaths. 2, keep contracting the glutes. And 1, beautiful. Bring your feet together, come into a nice forward fold. Stretch and elongate the waist. Stretch and elongate the lumbar back. Move the shoulders back. Stretch and elongate 4 pillars of the neck. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Slowly roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Keep those inner thighs super strong. Reach, reach, reach. Nice and tall. Pull the belly in. Reach up nice and high and wide, right? So chest is wide. Bring those elbows back more. So squeeze your shoulders back. Bring your head back. Try not to sag your head back. Try to feel like there's a resistance behind your head and you are gently pressing back. And your belly's in, tail is long. Breathe in, breathe out. So you're going to squeeze your upper back. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Fan yourself out. Come on down. Step into plank again. Come all the way down to the ground. Elbows in. Lift up and stretch your abdomen as much as you can, you guys. Stretch out your abdomen. Hold. So when you're doing that stretch, hang out there for a bit. You're going to stretch out your abdomen this way, right to left, as well as up and down, keeping that center line, so the navel's drawn in. So you're aware of that, right? So open, open, open. And then slowly lower down. Do 3 push-ups here, either on the knees or on the toes, or 3, 2, and back into downward facing dog. So reach it all the way back, fingers spread, heels are grounded. And now lengthen that tailbone down and lift your sitting bones up. So get that really good stretch, ankles nice and strong. Our left leg's gonna come up, and we're gonna make sure that the hips stay squared, and you're squeezing your glute while you do this. So you're breathing in and breathing out, guys. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and step that foot forward, left foot forward, coming into our warrior 2, right? So right up in left foot. Yep, there you go. So we're going to get as open as we can. Again, be careful, be mindful, just pay attention. If your knee is open and your hips are twisted because the knee is open, you want to adjust your hips so you have this length and you're pushing the knee open. This will guarantee that you're stretching here and not working into this back twist that you don't want, right? Get that nice stretch, turn your chin as much as you can to the left, and breathe deeply as you sink into your stretch. There you go. Lean as far back to that right as you can. And again, this is where you guys are contracting, right? That side body here, side pillar here, and you're opening up. And you go as far as you can, stretching your chest, your shoulder, your waist, even the side of your hip. Straighten out your leg, keep that bend. Straighten out your leg. Keep lifting the rim of your hip right here up to your shoulder, dropping the tailbone. And we'll rise up and come into that triangle pose. So we come right here. Any adjustments you need at your legs, go ahead and do that. Inner thighs strong, keeping this pillar strong. Okay, so as we come down, if you feel like you're collapsing, maybe use your hand here just to kind of hold up that rib cage. Lift it like you'd be doing side plank. And you want to stretch up that arm, circle it around when you're ready, right? When you have that good control over the legs. Stay strong, feet stay strong. And then reverse the direction. Roll open through the shoulder. 2, big stretch, you guys. And then reach it straight up, elongate your neck, and lift that chin to the top thumb. And you want all 4 sides of your neck nice and long and strong. It's doing so good, you guys. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time, breathing in, breathing out. Awesome. We're going to come into our pyramid pose. We're going to turn. No, we're not. We're coming to side angle. Sorry. Side angle stretch. What am I thinking? Right? And then we're going to come into our balancing half moon, right? So when you guys are ready, you'll bring that left hand down and lift. Use that yoga block if you need it. Go get it, right? And lift. Elongate your side body. Reach up nice and high. Grab your foot if you're doing this one, okay? Make sure that your back is not arching. So you're sucking the belly in. Your tailbone is long. Squeezing glutes and hamstrings. Breathing in. Breathing out. All right, stretch it back. Now we'll do our pyramid. I'm pretty sure that's how I did it before. Turn your body, reach up, nice and strong, and exhale, come down. All right, so use the yoga blocks. I'm gonna grab mine because I think they're just very helpful for me today, especially. Right, so we're gonna get that nice position of the feet. Again, swing your hips all the way to one side, swing them all the way to the other side, and put it right in the middle so your hips are super squared. Back foot has weight. Lengthen your side body and come down. Breathing in, breathing out. 2 more, you guys. Breathe in and breathe out. Step your back leg in, and your feet are going to be apart. So if you have the blocks, you can separate the blocks out there. And then come into this deep squat here. And we'll rise up and squeeze the glutes. So you come out, and when you come up to squeeze the glutes, tailbone down, glutes lift. All right, so you stretch and contract. Stretch the glutes down, pull the glutes up. 4 more. Pull, 3, and you get that little tricep and core work. And 1, beautiful. Bring your feet together, rise up, get this really nice stretch here, you guys. And lean over to the right. Grab your left wrist and pull it. Yep. And take your left leg and bring it behind your right over to the side as far as you can. And lean and pull. So you're going to be pressing into the IT band, a little bit of the TFL And just open your throat. Keep your body arcing like that letter C. So those curves over here. You're pushing your hip through. And one, rise up when you're ready. Feet together. Come over to the left. Grab your right wrist. Pull, pull, pull. Right leg goes back and behind and across as far as you can go with your right foot. Pull, make sure your shoulders back. Neck is long. Arch your hip, arch your side body. Breathe deeply. Press a little more into it. And one. Woo. Release it back into the center. It'll come down into a squat and then reach into a seat. Coming into this tabletop position, working into a little bit of toning for the arms and the core here. So this is a little bit of tone. Shoulders back, navel is in. So you're gonna bend the elbows, come down like this, bend your elbows, but squeeze your elbows in and then press up. Bend your elbows, squeeze them in and press up. Now when you go into your press up, I want you to really tighten up your elbows and the backs of your shoulders, really get that nice tone. Let's try 3 more if we can. 3, looks good. 2, and then hold it up. Extend your right leg and move up with the hips as you stretch that inner thigh forward. Right, breathe in, breathe out. Dip your hip and then come up. Dip your hip and come up. Make sure the core is doing the work. Dip your hip and come up. Bend that down, extend your left leg, reach up a little higher in through your hips, as high as you can, squeeze your inner thighs, and then lower the hips. Press up, lower the hips, press up, lower the hips, press up. Lower everything down, tuck everything in, squeeze your belly, contract, contract, contract. Lift up into half boat pose or half Navasana. Squeeze your tummy super tight. So you guys get your lower belly and your lower back together. Gently start to lift your chest up and roll your shoulders back. Stay strong in that lower belly, hip flexor, glute, and upper back, okay? So you're breathing deeply and keep finding your strength. I'm gonna kick the legs up and down, up and down. Keep your butt tight, and down, up, and we're gonna hold it up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Anchor the heels, toes are gonna be up. You're gonna scoop back, you guys. Remember, elongate your back, okay? So you're gonna scoop in and then come up. And you'll scoop in and come up. So the more you scoop that belly in, the more you'll be able to strengthen and stretch your back. For 4, and the more you stretch your back, the more you're able to scoop the belly. 3, shoulders back, butt is tight. 2, and then we're gonna hold it back and pump it to the right side. Scoop that right side of your belly in for 4, 3, 2, and pump it to the left. Scoop it in for 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're gonna come right down onto the back. Make sure your back is long, hands come in. Tuck that navel in, and every time you do this little pulse here, try to pump your navel even more, pump your lower belly even more. For 8, 7, little small movement. 6, 5, right at the belly. 4, 3, 2, and then you hold it, squeeze your tummy, right hand to right ankle, stretch it out. Right in, stretch it out. Every time you stretch out, I want you to really emphasize the glute stretch and pull that inner thigh to the floor. 4 more. Belly strong. 3, 2, and 1. We do the same thing on the other side, you guys. Are going to tuck in and stretch. Belly is pumping. Stretch. Squeeze. Stretch. Squeeze the tummy and stretch. Inner thigh presses toward the floor. Let's try 4. Good. 3. So nice, you guys. 2. And 1. Awesome. Take a little bit of a break here so your head can be on the ground, shoulders squeezing back. Navel's drawn in, your back is long. The legs are gonna come straight and you're gonna squeeze your inner thighs. Okay, so remember those upper inner thighs are squeezing together and you're pulling them to the floor. So pelvic floor comes in and up to the navel. Navel is strong. Glutes in charge. Upper back is strong. And take one leg down every time. Doesn't matter which one, but it's going to be the same one every time. You're going to stretch your inner thigh to the floor and pull it up. Stretch your inner thigh to the floor and pull it up. Remember, you guys, you're working from the upper inner thigh. That's way up here, okay? That's the part that's stretching out and going to the floor. Your belly is pressed flat. Your breathing is deep. Your shoulders and your head is back. 2 more. 2. And 1. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So legs super strong. Squeeze that inner thigh and bring it up. Make sure your waist is long and strong. Your hips are anchored. Head is in the center. Upper back strong. Belly is strong. Glute strength. Let's try 4. 3. Oh yeah. 2 more. 2 big press. And 1. All right, you have pencils on your toes now, and you're going to be circling, making those circles on the ceiling, squeezing your inner thighs, but stretching your knees and your legs, right? For 4, 3, 2, reverse the circle. For 8, 7, navel strong. 6, upper back strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders, compress right here into the belly. Frog those knees out to the side and squeeze your inner thigh. Frog and squeeze. So you keep those inner thighs feeling like you're still pulling them together even when your knees come out to the side. Okay, so you're really working strength in through the core, into the belly. Neck and shoulders are always super relaxed. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5. So good, you guys. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it right up. I'm going to do a little bit of the legs lifting over, but this is going to be an active one. So you're going to be using the core, the hip flexors, lower belly, and everything, right? So shoulders back, neck is long. I'm going to squeeze the belly, lift the legs, and then lower down and stretch them out a little bit. So you pull through the inner thighs. So lower belly gets some work. Lift a little further, and then squeeze the belly and press out a little bit. Come up a little further and press out and out a little bit. Legs are straight and strong. Try again. Legs over. Try to use your arms against the floor, you guys. 2 more. Looks great. Pressing down. Try not to swing. Do your best to make it in control. And 1 more time. Nice job. Send those legs out. Send them out a little bit, like 10 degrees or 15 degrees away from the body. Shoulders back and scissor, scissor, scissor. You are scissoring from those upper inner thighs. Your glutes are active. The lower belly and low back is active. And you're breathing as you do this. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heels together. Feet are going to be down. Bottoms of the feet touch. Hands are going to reach through. And you're compressing here, right? So right at the solar plexus, liver, spleen, upper abdomen. You're going to contract and feel like you're pushing this down and down. Okay, so down to the floor, down to your feet. For 8, chest stays open. 7, 6, 5, butts tight, you guys. 4, 3, 2, and go over to one side. For 8, 7, muscle under the chin working. 6, 5, flat muscle under the chin. 4, 3, other side. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, press that belly strong. 5, low belly. 4 on that left side. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring those feet flat, coming into our bridge pose. We're going to do bridge pose 3 different ways. You choose the one you want to do. Shoulders are going to be back. We're going to start with that tailbone tuck and stretch your tailbone to the back of your knees, okay? So it's like the top of the pelvis, that area right there is stretching to the back of the knees. Your hips here, you want to lift the front of the hips up to the ceiling and slide them toward your ribs. Okay, so this is that belly bridge where the core is strong and you're not doing really a back bend. You're just strengthening the butt. Your inner thighs press toward the floor. Those knees are straight. If you want to go into like a back bend, you can clasp your hands together or not and pop your rib cage away from your hips and squeeze your shoulders down your back, getting more of a back bend. You still want to keep that tailbone pointed to the knees. You still want to keep the hips lifted. If you're going into full wheel, this is where you bring your hands by your ears like this and you push up into full wheel. I'm not doing that today, but if you guys want to get up there, you go for it, okay? So it's totally up to you which one you want to do. We'll be here for about 3 breaths. Working your strength in the inner thighs, the buttocks, the belly, and the back. Oh, when you're ready, lower your head, lower your ribs, lower your waist, and lower the hips. Yeah, nice. All right. So we're going to roll to our side, however it gets you comfortable. If you need to move your whole self to get to your side, go ahead and do that. We're going to get a quick little kick series for the glute, little tone, and then a stretch on the side. So you guys can have your head resting here, which I'm going to be today, or you can be propped up, okay? So glutes active, low belly, navel, right? All this is nice and strong. Your buttocks is super strong as well. So we're going to lift this top leg up. Remember, you guys, you want the hip here, the pelvis not to slide into the waist. You want to keep that stretching out while you squeeze the glute in. And so we come down for 8, 7. Height is good, but the proper strength is, of course, the way you want to do it. So let's go for 4, 3, stretch the front of your hip, guys. 2, and then we'll take it to that hot potato. Bottom leg is strong. You do 2 taps in the front and 2 taps in the back, and you're squeezing your inner thighs and glutes, lower belly. Tap, 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 tap. Goes 4, 3, tap in front, tap in back, 2, yes, and 1. Beautiful. And then we'll tuck the knee into the chest, turn the kneecap down, push it up at a diagonal, roll it in front of you. So the kneecap is turning in and down. You're working a rotation at your thigh. You're spinning your inner and outer thigh for 4. Bottom leg stays straight. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Take this top knee in, get a quick stretch here. This is like you're going to turn it out like you'd be doing like warrior 2 or something like that, right? That knee turns out of triangle pose. If you want to, do the toe lock or use your strap if you want to kick your leg up and getting into this awesome stretch here. And you can prop yourself up for this now too, because you are compressing the top side of your waist here. So you are pulling everything into here. You're contracting and compressing that side body. You don't let it sag to the floor. You're just kind of squishing it. And you're stretching out your leg for 3. A little more pressure in there. 2, and 1. Beautiful. You're going to tuck that knee in. You're going to drop it in front of you. So you're going to get this stretch at your glutes, your butt. Yep. And then you're going to roll open and you're going to make a T with your upper body. So that knee is going to stay down. And you're going to stretch open with your upper body. And your bottom leg is going to bend behind you, and you're going to catch your bottom leg with that foot, with that hand, right? That's closest to it. And this is cat's pulling its tail. We haven't done it in a while, but we're doing it today. So we're trying to stretch the front of your bottom leg and the butt of the top leg, and you're stretching your chest. So you rotate more and you hug the belly in. And now you're trying to lengthen 2 sides of your waist here, right? So bones down. Breathing deep, turning your head if you're able to, if the neck doesn't bother you. All right, and when you're ready, unwind. We'll go on the other side. So we're going to do our kick series on side 2, and super strong. Right, you don't have to do a ton of them. That's the great thing about these toning exercises. You don't have to do a lot. You just have to really emphasize each one you do, and when you learn how to condition that way, it's good, right? So bottom leg straight and strong. Remember, you guys, you want that belly engaged, your upper back, the glutes, and of course, kicking from strength from the inner thighs. Top of the hip does not fall. It stays strong and long while you're squeezing the glute up. Hip is strong, okay? So you're going to keep this long and contract the glute. So we kick up. Oh, yeah, that's it. Kick. Again, low belly's engaged, inner thighs are squeezing when you come down. You don't just let it fall. You actually squeeze like you're pulling it in with a lot of might. 2, good. and 1. This is the hot potato where it's tap, tap in front, tap, tap behind. Both inner thighs squeezing tone, both bottoms are squeezing tone, your bum, the belly, and the back. And so we tap, tap, and hop over, tap, tap, and hop over, tap, tap, and hop over. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, you're gonna hug this knee in. You're gonna give it that little stretch here. And you're gonna turn this kneecap down and point your foot up. Okay, so kneecap comes down and you're gonna kick at that diagonal. So you're rolling it in. Make sure your bottom leg doesn't roll. It stays straight and strong. Roll it in with the knee. There you go. Kick it at a diagonal. Roll it in. Push your heel and your butt away. 2, push it away, and 1. All right. Now you're going to take that all the way in, and you're going to do like that warrior 2. Open it out. Stay there if you want to. Grab any part of your leg, your strap, or your foot. Bring it up. And again, if you're able to do this with your neck and you want to come up and stretch the neck as well, you're going to do this position for the head, right? But you want to contract into that side of your waist, move that leg in towards you, right? Not in front of you, right? You're going to move it toward your shoulder. There you go, right on the side. And you're breathing deeply here. A little more press, a little more squish in that waist. 2 and 1. Woo, very good. Let's come up onto all fours. Okay, we're going to stretch a quick little child's pose, work a little camel pose, a little bit of front of the thighs. So reach back, deep, deep stretch at that low back. And breathe out. Inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, keep your back long and strong as you rise up into camel pose. So your feet or knees rather are like hip width apart. Gather this strength if you can. If you can't do it with your wrists, just do it however you can. But your fingertips are pointing up. And your fingertips almost like grab the tailbone to pull it down, right? When you do this stretch. So you're pulling down, shoulders pull down, tailbone down. Glutes are active, so you're charging your glutes up here. Okay, so you don't want the glutes to sag under. You want to pull the glutes up, your inner thighs go to the back wall. Make sure you're evening out your legs so your hips are not shifted over to the right or shifted over to the left. They are to some degree to one side or the other. So do your best to split yourself in half, even yourself out, and then work your shoulders back. Neck is optional. You can keep your chin tucked in if your neck is bothering you, right? If you can't lengthen properly. And you're tucking that tailbone, you're squeezing the right glute, squeezing the left glute, right where your hands are, you can feel the glutes activate. And you're breathing in, breathing out. Belly is in, tops of your thighs get that stretch. Inner thighs pull toward the back wall. So they pull toward each other, but toward the back wall. You get those shoulders back a little more. If you're able to reach for your heels, you're going to reach for the heels, guys. You're going to go a little deeper if you're able to, right? So if you're able to pop the ribs out and get the head back more, you're going to do it. If that doesn't work for you, just keep it all together, okay? So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. Awesome. All right, let's let that go. Sliding our left foot forward for a mild pigeon pose, but of course, if you want to go wild, you bring this foot up a little bit more, okay? So when you're doing this pigeon pose, front shin, you're gonna kind of pick it up and spin it towards you a little bit, like the shin bone comes in, while your thigh bone spins out, so maybe that'll give you a little better traction at the knee. Beautiful. Now this is really, I want you to emphasize this back leg here. The TFL gets awfully tight. So I want you to roll this hip. We've been doing this a lot lately, right? Roll this hip quite a bit, but not so much that that other hip comes with it, okay? So left hip in one spot, right hip in the other. So you're rolling and dividing, right? You're lifting up through the chest and doing your best to elongate your tailbone with the chest. Breathe deeply. Inhale and exhale. Okay, keep the back leg super long, super grounded, and then extend your lower back forward. So you're lengthening forward, but keeping your butt cheek on the ground and moving your hip toward the floor as you elongate your spine. Now, you guys, we want to go from here. Remember, we want to go from the SI joint. We want to go from the joint of the hip to flatten out. So you don't want to round up here and drop your head and your neck down. We want to elongate, so your head and the low back stay in the same pretty much plane. Now you can do a couple things. You can use your yoga block and put your hands like this and rest your forehead, just as long as you keep pressing from the lower back, your sacrum. So again, if there's a heavy weight on your sacrum, pressing that down, you're going to get a little more emphasis in the hips, get a little more strength there. Still feel like you're squeezing those inner thighs, toning that lower belly and your upper back. For 3 breaths, 2 and 1. Awesome. Let's bring yourself up, but don't change anything. Just push up into that back bend again, and you guys are going to press up, tailbone down, and push your head and your shoulders back as much as you can without popping your ribs out of your belly. So press back, 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 as straight and as strong as you can, sending your pelvis forward. 2 and 1. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. So if you like to do it, if you want to do like a little downward doggy thing, that's cool. You just want to switch out your legs, go ahead and do that. And just kind of come down. And remember to always stay hydrated, guys. If you're feeling a little extra stiff these days, could be the hydration factor, electrolytes. Remember to keep that in mind, okay? First thing in the morning, take a guzzle, right? So this cheek, yes, down, but the other hip, you're rolling it down, okay? So the side of your second hip, that back hip, you're rolling it toward the floor. So we're gonna reach up, keep that tailbone down, lift as much as you can, chest is up, and keep squeezing your butt, squeezing those inner thighs, lower belly, open up your back, shoulders back. Inhale, exhale. So you're sending that back hip toward the floor, and this hip right here, the one with the knees in front, that stays down as well, okay? And so as we start to come forward, you guys, into the stretch, you keep that glute down, you keep the hip down, come down from the lower back from the sacrum. So you're pushing those inner thighs back a little bit, right? And you're coming down at your sacrum. And again, if you want to pile those fists, go for it and come down. I forgot to tell you about the shin spin, but you know, you guys get it. Your front shin spins in and your upper outer thigh spins out, right? So getting that work in there. Breathe in, breathe out, sending both hips toward the floor. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we're going to press up and don't change anything. Just try to keep yourself centered, tailbone down, and push up as much as you can. So you might have more or less flexibility on the side, doesn't matter, just stay as even as you can. Roll those shoulders squared, pull the belly in, draw the tailbone down, and push from the sacrum, from the lower back. Send that hip forward, lower back in. Beautiful job, you guys. All right, let's release, let that go. Oh, swing that around. Yay! Get your legs to release a little bit. Just give a nice little hug. Tuck the knees in and just rest your forehead right on the knees. Inhale and exhale. Little breath in and breath out. I forgot to do the thoracic twist on the other side. Did you guys catch that? I just caught it now. So we have to go on our side and do our thoracic twist. When we did our side leg lifts on side 2, when your left leg was up, get to side 2. You forgot, did you forget? Top leg in front. I always eventually remember. I go, oh yeah, my body doesn't feel right. Oh yeah, that's why I forgot to do it. So top leg comes in front, right? Remember that? And we're gonna lay on our back, right? Come into our twist. Open up the chest. Catch your foot, right? That bottom one. Pull it back. And just keep trying to move your head, if you will. You know, you can turn your head. Shoulders. Breathe. Beautiful. Let's unwind. We're going to come on our back anyway. So you guys have your yoga strap. You're going to grab it and just scooch onto your back. Do a quick little hamstring, calf, and IT band stretch today. So get yourself right in the center. Make sure that you have a good alignment from your head to your tail. So head is nice and strong. And you're going to strap up left leg, left foot, and right knee is going to be bent today, just for now, okay? So I want you guys to use your right foot to kind of steer your hips into neutral. Okay, so do your best to hold your pelvis leg is straight, and pull those toes down. So see if you can feel the Achilles stretch, the calf stretch. The back of the knee here stretches up toward the heel, and the bottom here of your thigh stretches down toward the floor. Okay, so you want to get that stretch. Now, if you're feeling pretty good, you want to slide the other leg out. You maintain your pelvic strength and pull your inner thigh to the floor. You're going to do that. Okay, so you breathe in deeply. Now, as you guys let this leg come into you, try to move it from that inner thigh. Okay, so the inside of your hip, inner thigh, groin, let that kind of come into you, but don't let the knee bend. Okay, so your arms kind of hang as you draw it in, so your arms become this heavy weight. Nice big stretch. Bring it in a little bit more. All right, now the straps are going to go in the same, opposite hand rather, and we're going to go into IT band stretch. So don't move your leg at all if you can help it. Keep it straight, keep the foot flexed, and just keep your hip right here held to the floor, so you can put your heel there, so that you can move your shin away from your thigh or away from your hip, okay? So you're moving the leg across, but you're moving from the shin, the inner thigh inside of your knee. Look and see if your knee is going to bend and try to extend it so the back of the knee is still stretching toward the heel and the upper thigh is still stretching toward the hip. And you're breathing deeply, right? As you open up that outer hamstring, possibly the IT band, you're getting into areas that cross the hip, the glutes, and all that good stuff. So a little more squeeze, bottom leg shouldn't be turning. You guys are gonna pull in from your ankle and your foot, and you breathe. Beautiful. All right, let's release, bring that in, and we'll drop that foot down, all right? So you can stretch it out for a second, put it next to the other one. Just kind of feel the blood flowing, rushing at the hip. If you're really pinching a lot, sometimes you feel that rush of blood gets to the hip. So you're gonna bend that left knee, you're gonna bring your right foot up, and we're gonna go ahead and stretch that right side. Okay, we're gonna pull the foot in to start. Okay, so again, this left foot is helping you to maneuver your pelvis and keeping your pelvis anchored. And then you're gonna bring those toes down, and I want you guys to try to feel the stretch here at the Achilles, at the calf, and at the hamstring. So the back of the knee stretches up to the heel. The top of your thigh or the bottom of your thigh, however you want to look at it, right here, the thigh where the butt is, pushes down to the floor. And so you get that stretch. But again, today, almost all the time, but today I'm emphasizing the inner thigh is pulling toward you. So move from the inner thigh inside of your hip. So it feels like the big toe is coming toward your cheek, you know, toward your chest on that right side. And you move from the inner thigh. So the other leg can straighten out if you want to. You'll definitely straighten it for the IT band, but right now it's up to you. If you want to pull the inner thighs away from each other, getting that big stretch. Inhale and exhale. All right, so the straps are going to go on the opposite hand. You guys are not going to move that leg, right? You're keeping it super straight, knee and everything. You're going to keep that hip on the floor, and you're going to stretch the shin across, okay? So bottom leg shouldn't turn. You're emphasizing the inner thigh, inside of hip, as you're getting that really good stretch on the outside. So you put some pressure at that inner thigh. You keep that knee straight. You're looking at it. Don't avoid it, right? Look at that knee so that you can pull the knee into the stretch, and the hip stays toward the floor, is pulling away from the knee. Squeeze the inside of your leg. A little more, you guys. Give it a little more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. All right, and when you're ready, bring that in, circle that around, dropping that out, let the blood flow to it. Let your legs open up, let your arms open up, practicing our 2 minutes of breathing. Now I'm encouraging that big oxygenation breath, but if you have a different breath that you'd like to work on, that's fine. You know, encouraging you guys to do 2 minutes, I'm gonna set my little timer, of super oxygenation, and that is breathing in and breathing out without pausing in between. So timer's already started, body's relaxed, mouth is relaxed, neck, shoulders, jaw, hips, and back. Ooh, okay, it's so good today. You deserve a good oxygen break. Right? So you fill up your lungs as big as you can, front, sides, back, 360 degrees, top and bottom of your lungs, even the small part. And without taking a pause, you're not holding your breath, you go right to the exhale. And you empty everything. You're like deflated balloon. And then without taking a pause, you go right to your inhale. So there is no breaks in between this. You're trying to get as much oxygen in your body in a 2-minute span. So if you pause in between, you're missing out on that opportunity to super oxygenate, right? So that's this style of breathing. Just do your best. Again, fill up right lung, left lung. Breathe into the low back, lumbar back. About 30 seconds left. See if you can get nice and strong into the breath. Four seconds left. 2 and 1. All right. Take some recovery breaths. So just take some nice relaxing breaths. Inhale and exhale, whatever feels good for you. And as you've been practicing this 2-minute oxygenation with me, hopefully you're starting to feel the good effects of it. When you're ready, open your eyes, bend your knees, roll to your side before you come up to seated. Beautiful. All right. And when you do come up to seated, just again, find your strength in your core, glute activation, chest is nice and open. Okay. So head over, heart over hips, bring hands together for the heart. So there's a lot of learning in our yoga practice, and the yamas and the niyamas are part of them. But one of the things I just wanted to emphasize today is not only just how we get to observe ourselves when we're in our yoga practice and we're like, oh, I could change this and oh, I can change that, which is awesome. But in our daily lives, observe ourselves and how we think, behave, speak, and how that affects not just us, but how maybe it affects other people around us. And just an observation of it, and it's good because it can possibly help us to change in a better direction as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Namaste. Hope to see you again on Friday.